All right, all right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Amwan back at you with another lesson. And today's lesson is going to be based on Hallows Eve. All right, Shalom, brother. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. And hey, it's everybody out there celebrating that shit right now. You know, pretty much why Shalom, brother. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Pretty much why I came to do the video because I was at my house doing some work in my car, and my mother and father's house was just the whole street was just packed with all types of abominated trick-or-treaters, man. And they kept coming to the house. They ain't even it's crazy because they ain't even nothing in front of the house at all, like that shows that we represent that shit, you know what I'm saying? And these damn devils are still coming to your house to knock. But all I could think in my head was just saying, like, man, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is about to literally put a hurting on these people, man, especially our people, that are continually celebrating these wicked ass paganism holidays, especially the times that we're in, man. This ain't no time to be worshiping anything. Which at the end of the day, we're not supposed to worship any of these damn things. These things come from the heathens, man. But it's just crazy how these people got the nerve to really try to sit out there and really get try to find some mirth and celebrating these damn holidays, man. And on top of that, man, it's been this whole weekend was just crazy with the partying, with the adults, the bars being lit up with, all types of Halloween costume parties and all that, and you can only know that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is going to bring straight judgment. It's getting dark now here on the West Coast. We'll see if there's any. Yeah, hey man, it's crazy because it was actually daytime out here. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. These motherfuckers was already knocking on people's door. You see, and then as it started getting darker, then they started coming even more and more. And it's just crazy the way these damn devils move, man. They literally it's just no spirit out there, to be in type of that type of movement right now. And they still trying to, go out there and make mirth. And it was crazy because I was actually a little pissed off with my daughter because my daughter was supposed to be with me. And her fucking mother called me up. Oh, I'm gonna pick her up early in the morning. We're gonna go to I gotta go to my brother's house and he's got a new home and all this shit. But then it's funny because my brother came up to me telling me, yeah, your daughter been talking about getting dressed up for a whole month. And I was like, what? And my daughter knows what's up, because my daughter, I be telling her about, the truth and not to worship none of these damn holidays and shit. But it comes off from her mother. Because her fucking mother's an Edomite, so her mother's a Babylonian. So she gonna come with her little ways and try to, sneak it right in. And I know she didn't get dressed up, put a costume, but I'm sure she walked out there anyway to take her to go get some candy. And just even being a partaker in some shit like that, man, you gonna destroy yourself. And I ended up calling my daughter and I said, hey, if you lie to me and you go out there and you go do some shit, you go collect candy and all that. Hey, don't be mad when, something bad happened to your ass. Don't call me, crying about it and all that. Because, hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai going to judge you. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, let's see what happens. But there was a triple stabbing on Friday. And, yeah, man, it's everywhere right now. Matter of fact, that's how I'm going to start it off. Let me show you what I got on my Instagram. Because I had just posted, and this was just like light work. This ain't even me really digging into the news like that. I'm sure if I dig into the news, there's so much going on all over the place right now. And I was telling my father that earlier. I was like, bro, all these people that are out there, knocking on people's doors. They about to be heavily judged, man. They're gonna have a miserable fucking week. You know, there's gonna be all types of fights and shit breaking out in their homes, and people breaking up because why? That spirit, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua bringing judgment upon these people, man. All right, but this is in Instagram. These couple posts that I have posted up. You got Halloween party shooting sees multiple people gunned down inside event center. You see, you got and this is all today. This is all on the 31st. This was at 1:48 p.m. All right. You got Chicago area mass shooting at Halloween party leaves 2 dead, more than a dozen injured. You see? And it said, what did it say on the bottom? It said witnesses told police they believe there were 2 shooters. All right. You got a man dressed up as Batman's Joker stabbed 17 people on the Tokyo train. All right. You got 1 injured by gunfire and fight at Pasadena Halloween party. All right. Police, woman shot at Halloween party in shopping center. Authorities are investigating a shooting at a Halloween party in Ohio shopping center that wounded a woman. 1 killed, 9 hurt at Texas Halloween party. Suspect arrested. You see, and that's just light work, man. All right. That's literally light work right there. I can only imagine when you wake up tomorrow how much more is going to be on the news. Then you got to take into account the things that they don't report, all right? The things that are happening secretly, all right? Because on days like this, man, there's nothing but satanic ass rituals going down. I have a list right here of, this is the list of satanic holidays. All right. Things that they do on these different holidays that our people love to celebrate. You see? And the times that we're in, like I said, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is fed up with all this, celebrating this and celebrating that, because at the end of the day, you're worshiping other gods by celebrating these holidays. All right. You're going after the traditions of men. Okay. You're not moving according to the scriptures. See, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua gave us high holy days, man. All right, to worship according to the scriptures. You got Day of Atonement, you got Hanukkah, you got what do you call it? You got the blowing of the trumpets, the Feast of the Tabernacles, and so on and so on. You see, these are things that were set up for us to have and to take to partake in. But instead, our people don't even know nothing about these holidays. I mean, high holy days. You see, instead they know about what? The holidays of of these damn devils that they have put in our faces constantly. That we grew up on. All right, and it says, let me go into. Nah, it's the next one. I don't want to get into reading them all, but I'll read the ones that we're approaching. You got October 13th. Here we go. Because I'll start from here. You got September 22nd, all right, which already passed. That's the feast day for the fall equinox. All right. See what it says here? What they require is what? Orgies. All right. Matter of fact, let me see how does the list go. All right. This is the type, the usage, and then the age. All right, and then the celebration. That's how they're putting it in order. And then it goes into the feast day, all right, the fall equinox. You got the type, it's orgies, all right. You got what happens in there is oral, anal, vaginal, okay, and then any age, you see. Now we go into October, which this whole October, man, was a wicked ass month. All right, going into November being a wicked month, and then going into December being wicked too. But right now is the highest satanic day, all right, satanic month for these damn devils, these Illuminatis, man. All right, and it says October 13th through 30. It says preparation for all Hallows Eve, all right, Samhain, which is Halloween, abduction, holding and ceremonial preparation of individual for human sacrifice. So, man, right now, as we speak, There's people being abducted, all right, left and right. Basically, straight Israelites being abducted. And what they gonna do with these people? You're not gonna hear these stories about these people, all right? But these people gonna be taken down to their little, their little camps and all that shit, and they're gonna be used for human sacrifice, man. All right, they're gonna be doing all types of rituals with your ass, all right. And it's going into what? Them Israelites, because you guys want to go ahead and continually uh you know partake in these damn holidays that are all fucking evil as hell. All right. And then it says 28 October 28th through 30. All right. Satanist high holy day related to Halloween. This is right now. We in that time right now. All right. We're in the 31st. Right now is the highest holy day related to Halloween. Blood. All right. That's the type that it's going to be. It's going to be blood. Human sacrifice each day. You see? And it says any age, male or female. All right. Let's see what it says. October 30 to 31st. It says All Hallows Eve and Halloween night. Blood and sexual. That's the type that it's into. It's into sexual type and a blood. And it says sexual climax, association with the demons. All right. Animal and human sacrifice. Exactly. Just like they do with these damn what you call that out there in California, the can't get it out the tip of my tongue. It's that Bohemian Grove, man. They go out there and they're literally taking all types of animals and sacrificing them. And they sit there and they watch this shit, man. They just watch these animals get tortured and killed, and they love that shit, man. All right. Same thing with the human sacrifices. They're watching you just literally get chopped up in pieces, burned to death. All right. Making your ass a meal, spirit cooking. All right. Then they doing all types of sexual activity, wicked ass shit. All right. With your children, with the adults, all types of shit going on in that time, man. Matter of fact, that's why they had that stupid ass movie come out, the Squid Game. All right. Which, matter of fact, let me go back into that. The Squid Game, right here. I had posted this today. These damn devils actually set up in Los Angeles a real life Squid Game area, man. And people are fucking just, the spirit on their ass is heavy, man. Like, they literally got so many demons on them that they're going to partake in these things. And we all know through the spirit that these things have spiritual wickedness in high places, man. All right. Matter of fact, there's a little video on it.
We watched an entire season of Squid Game in 2 days.
I binge watched it in 1 day.
It took me 2 days.
Yeah. It took their ass 2 days.
Games are about to begin.
I'm Korean, and it's kind of a wild phenomenon seeing this like Korean culture being like intertwined with American media. But I'm here for it. I like.
You hear these damn devils? It took me 2 days to watch this shit. A day to watch this shit. Why? Because the spirit is heavy on these fucking people, man. All right. They have been literally taken by a demonic ass spirit. All right. Just by you watching this shit and putting your mind to it. And then you got people that are talking about I hear little kids talking about this shit. Like, how the hell are you kids watching this shit? My daughter tells me about it all the time, that the kids at school talking about Squid Game, this and that, blah. And I'm like, telling my daughter, like, do you know that that's like adult movie of just killing people and all that shit, And I can't believe that these people are even letting their children, sit there and watch this shit. So it's either because they up on heavy demons, also the adults, or the adults just don't give a shit about what their kids are doing and they're watching these things. But while they're watching all that shit, all right, spirits is coming on to their ass. You're opening the doors, man. You're opening portals for these demonic spirits to enter. All right. So let me finish the last of this this little chart, and it says November 1st, all right, which is tomorrow. It says Satan is high holy day related to Halloween. Again, blood, human sacrifice, any age, male or female. All right. Then you got the 4th, November 4th, satanic revels. All right. Going into what type of sexual, all right, oral, anal, vaginal. All right. 7 through 17, female. And then you go into what? The December, man. The winter solstice. All right. It says Sabbath festival, Sabbath festival, something like that. All right. Feast day, same thing. Orgies. All right. All this sexual activity that goes on with male or female, human or animal. You can only imagine what type of fucking orgies these people are having, man. With animals and shit like that. A whole bunch of bestiality, man. Then you go into the December 24th, demon revels. All right. Demar. It says high grand climax, any age, male, female, human, or animal. Again. Then it goes into Christmas Eve, which is blood. Receive body parts as Christmas gifts. Infant male. You hear this shit, man? That's bugged out right there. Christmas, and it's funny because that reminds me, you know, I used to sit there and watch, you know, videos of my daughter when she was younger and all that. And we used to, you know, when I was in the world and didn't know this truth, I would always watch around November and between Halloween and till Christmas, we will always watch that Tim Burton movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas, you know. And now to hear that, to think about it, you see, in that movie, that was one of the things they did. They were chopping up body parts and they were putting them in the damn boxes as gifts and giving them to people. You see, because that whole movie is mixed with Halloween and, you know, Christmas together. So they're giving them Halloween gifts, but in Christmas time, you see, and it was all chopped up body parts, man. And that shit is crazy. All right. And then it says over here, the highest ritual holy day is a member's birthday. Absolutely. That's why you don't worship birthdays and things like that, man. It usually involves the member or victim of the member's choice or someone in authority, usually the coven's leader. Then B says the 1st and 3rd of every month, put 1 and 3 together, and it makes 13. That's right. These damn devils is all about numbers. Through ritual, worship can occur at any time, frequently coinciding with times of stress. C, all Friday the 13th are high satanic days. D, all full moon nights provide reason for major occult activity, easiest to move around without the difficulty and without being detected. E, Holy Week, Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday. Some groups are thought to sacrifice, cook, and eat a human baby on Easter Sunday. Man, this is all wickedness, man, that these damn devils do. All right, you guys keep worshiping these damn holidays, these 2/3, and then they don't want to complain when their kids go missing. And when they go missing, you know where they at. This is where they at. All right. So now let's go into the meaning of Halloween. All right, which I could go from these two, but I do want to hit some scriptures. But let me just kind of read it here back and forth. All right, this says Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31st, and Halloween 2021 will occur on Sunday, October 31st. And what does Halloween mean? When you break that down, it goes into Hallows Eve. All right. And hallow means what? Is to sanctify, to make holy. All right. So it's basically telling you that it's a holy evening. All right. They're sanctifying that evening. All right. Because that's what the eve represents, the evening. All right. And then that's when like these witches get together. All right, which it already tells you in the scriptures, I suffer not a witch to live. All right. But all these witches and warlocks get together and they they start doing all types of sacrifices and rituals, okay? And everything has a certain meaning to it. You know, you knocking on the door and saying trick or treat, you disguising yourself in costumes, you know. You have them when they leaving the treats, all right, leaving the pumpkins, all that shit represents certain things, you know, because like when you leave the let's just say for instance you had the leaving the treats, all right, you would have people leave the candy and things like that. What that represented back in the day, that represented that when they would leave the treats, all right, it will keep the demons away from you because you're pretty much leaving them something to eat on, all right. And then what they say is if you didn't leave them no treat, all right, you would be basically get tricked into something, you know. They will tell you like even like what they do it in time of Christmas, you know, if you don't eat cookies for fucking Santa, your ass catch a cold or something, you know, things like that, when all that shit is just actually, you know, demonic, man. You're leaving a treat onto false gods, all right, idols and things like that, all right, which actually tells you. Matter of fact, let me get that scripture real quick. Psalms 96. Psalms 96, and I think it's 5. It says, yeah, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, made the heavens. All right. So you leaving, you know, pretty much these treats for these false idols, man. All right. And another thing it represented was I believe it goes into the reason they would disguise themselves, all right, put on costumes, is because they wanted to blend in with the dead, you know. So if you disguise yourself with a costume, the dead will come near, it will not come near you, it will not come to haunt you, you know, basically to kill you. And at the end of the day, who is the one, because it goes into them worshiping the Lord of the hell is the name of it, the Lord of hold on, I think I have it in here in my notes somewhere. I forgot the name of who exactly they're worshiping. It might have been Sam Hain, but I think it was a different one. Yeah, because I got it over here. It started off with the Celts, all right. The costumes were worn to blend in with the dead, all right. Which also the Druids, all right. The Druids worship the dead also, all right. And again, it was basically so the dead wouldn't come and haunt you, wouldn't come looking for you. All right. So they will blend themselves with that. But at the end of the day, I forgot who the name was. It was the Lord of something that had to do with death. But at the end of the day, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the one that controls death, man. All right. Tells you that in 68, Psalm 68 and 20. It says, he that is our God, all right, our power is the power of salvation, and unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai belong the issues from death. So these people would dress themselves up with costumes, all right, because they were in fear that if they didn't, these the God of death, all right, the Lord of death, whatever his name was, which I probably will run into it once I start reading the article. All right, there is no gods out there. All right, any of these gods, like we just read of these other nations, all right, are all idols. The true God, and there is no God beside him, is who? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, and to him belong the issues of death. All right, matter of fact, it tells you that also in Deuteronomy 32 and 39. And it tells you what? It says, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. You see, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, again, to him belong the issues of death. All right. There's nothing that dies in this earth, man, without going through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. Without Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai giving that go on it. All right. Even as something as you smacking a squirrel while you driving down the road and you kill that squirrel. Well, you know what? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai wanted that to happen, man. All right. Everything is controlled through his hand. Another scripture would be what am I thinking? Oh, first this is 1 Samuel 2:6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. All right. So what were these people back in the days being scared of, that they had to go dress up to blend in with the dead? You see, if at the end of the day, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is the one that controls death. You see? So going back, oh yeah, I was reading this. They had you know, the leaving the candy. You see, the leaving the candy was going into they would leave the candy because it would keep, it was like leaving that, you know, when you say trick or treat, if you left them that treat, again, those demonic ass spirits, all right, would not bother you. All right. And if you didn't, they would play tricks on you, basically. They would play tricks on your mind. They would come mess with you. All right. And you, even if you don't go and get your kids dressed up or anything like that, you have to understand, you going to get candy and go and knock on the door and you even saying them words, man. You're keeping that spirit alive of that entire you know, ritual, because that's what this shit is at. This is what that Slaka, this is what it is at the end of the day. It's pretty much a ritual. You going door to door, house to house, saying trick or treat. You're keeping that spirit of wickedness alive by partaking in it. And you know, you saying trick or treat and things like that. All right. And as a matter of fact, that goes into Bell and the Dragon. Let me get that real quick if I can find it. You had the people that were leaving out treats and things like that, and the one guy believed that it was really being taken away, but it was actually the priest and the children that were taking the treats. Let me get that real quick. Let me start from 3. And it says, now the Babylonians had an idol called Bel, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour and 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine. And the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own God, and the king said unto him, why doest not thou worship Bel? Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living power, who has created the heaven and the earth, and has how do you say this word, sovereignty over all flesh. Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou not that Bel is a living God? Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is the clay within and brass without, and did never eat or drink anything. So the king was wroth and called his priests and said unto them, if ye tell me not who this is that devoureth these expensive, ye shall die. But if you can certify me that Bel devoureth them, then Daniel shall die. For he has spoken blasphemy against Bel. And Daniel said unto the king, let it be according to thy word. Now the priests of Bel were 70, besides their wives and children. And the king went with Daniel into the temple of Bel. So Bel's priests said, lo, we go out, but thou, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine, and shut the door fast and seal it with thine own signet. And it says, and tomorrow when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Bel has eaten up all, we will suffer death. Or else, Daniel, that speaketh falsely against us. And they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a privy entrance, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things. So when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Bel. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those they strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. Now in the night came the priests with their wives and children, as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink up all. And in the morning time, the king arose, and Daniel with him. And the king said, Daniel, are seals whole? And he said, yes. He said, yeah, O king, they be whole. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, great art thou, O Bel, and with thee is no deceit at all. Then laughed Daniel and held the king that he should not go in, and said, behold, now the pavement, and mark well whose footsteps are these. And the king said, I see the footsteps of men, women, and children. And then the king was angry. You see, so he played him out. You see, he ended up realizing that he put his trust in a demon, an idol, all right? And he thought that this idol was eaten up, all right? And at the end of the day, it was the priests and the wives and the children that was taking the treats, you see? And then it says, therefore the king slew them. Exactly. They ended up getting put to death for that, all right? So Daniel was wise about it. That's why he threw the ashes and all that, and he caught them all, you see? So it goes back into the same thing. You know, you got these people that'll leave these treats out, all right, and make people think that these idols, all right, these gods of death and this and that, all right, are actually gonna come over here and take these treats, and that you're gonna be okay. You're not gonna be bothered by these bad spirits or anything like that. You see? And as a matter of fact, even when they these treats that they make were like little cakes and things like that. That goes into let me see if I remember what that said. I think it's a Jeremiah. They knead their dough, KJV. No, it's not gonna come out like that. There you go. Jeremiah 7:18. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the queen of heaven, and pour out drink offerings unto other gods, and that they may provoke me to anger. You see, so these people will make cakes and leave them on the on these steps, and they were pretty much making drink offerings, all right, and giving food offerings onto these other gods. And at the end of the day, all you was doing was provoking Yahweh Bashim to anger, man. All right. Let me go back. So before I start reading that, let me see what else I had in the notes. Oh, you had the jack-o'-lanterns, which that represented them going into repelling. They would try to, if they would put jack-o'-lanterns out, it will repel the demons to stay away. All right. And at the end of the day, like we said, who are all these things controlled by, man? Through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. So they will put their trust in these demons, all right, and these idols, thinking that if they didn't do certain things or move a certain way, that they were going to be put to death by these gods, all right, or that there was going to be, they were going to go through bad luck, which at the end of the day, these things, there's no such thing as bad luck, man. Everything comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you see? So, and at the end of the day, by you doing these things, you're actually conjuring a demon upon yourself, you see? But let me just read these things. They got Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31st, and Halloween 2021 will occur on Sunday, October 31st. The tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor All Saints. And see, that's why they take that's how you know that the day begins when the night falls, because they start celebrating out here in America Halloween on the 31st. All right. But the next day would be when it gets dark. All right, when that sunset drop, when the sun goes down, you see. So when the sun goes down, that's already going into November 1st. So right now we're already pretty much into November 1st. And that's how and you got people still out there right now walking around, you see, walking around and trying to collect. You know, you're not gonna have the little ones as much, because you're gonna have more of the older ones. All right. But point is that it's set up on the 31st. And then when the sun drops, you probably got about 2.5 hours more when the sun drops, right? You're already into November 1st. And that's how you know that when the night comes, it's already the next day. All right. And it says November as the time to honor All Saints. Soon as All Saints Day incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain, the evening before was known as All Hallows Eve. And later Halloween, over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats. All right. Let's see what they got over here. Halloween's origins date back into the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, pronounced Samhain. All right. The Celts, all right, who lived 2,000 years ago, mostly in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France, celebrated their new year on November 1st. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with human death. Celts believe in, hey, we just read that when I was showing the satanic list of the things that they do around this time, man. And a lot of them was what? Human sacrifice. All right. And it says Celts believe that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred on the night of October 31st. And that's nonsense, because when you're dead, you're dead. Your spirit goes back up to YAHAWAH'S, man. And then we're reincarnated every 3 and 4 generations. So there's no thin line of, you know, you can call back the dead and summons them for one day and be around them. No, man, that's all nonsense, man. That's going into straight witchcraft and things like that. All right. And it says on the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghost of the dead returned to earth. All right. Going back to what I was saying before with the why they would disguise themselves. All right. Because they didn't want the dead to come and haunt them, basically. So they would disguise themselves and blend in with the dead, so that the dead would think that they were dead also. These people are fucking bugged, man. And it says, in addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, Celts thought that the presence of the other worldly spirits made it easier for the Druids and the Celtic priests to make predictions about the future, for which at the end of the day, that's also false, because the only ones that are going to be able to predict the future were the true prophets, man. That's what we're doing right now, is predicting the future. And that's through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH'S, man. All right. And it says, for a people entirely dependent on the volatile natural world, these prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long, dark winter. To commemorate Salakia, the event, Druids built huge sacred bonfires, which the people gathered to burn crops and animals as sacrifices to the Celtic deities. During the celebration, the Celts wore costumes typically consistent of animal heads and skins and attempted to tell each other's fortunes. When the celebration was over, they relit their hearth fires, which they had extinguished earlier that evening from the sacred bonfire to help protect them during the coming winter. All right. It says, did you know 1/4 of all candy sold annually in US is purchased for Halloween? Oh man. By 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of Celtic territory. In the course of the 400 years that they ruled the Celtic lands, 2 festivals of Roman origin were combined with the traditional Celtic celebration of Samhain. All right, which I think it said how you say it early. Sowin, yeah, sowin. I don't know how you see that in there. All right, and it says the first was Feralia, a day in late October when the Romans traditionally commemorated the passing of the dead. The second was a day to honor Pomona, all right, the Roman goddess of fruit and trees. The symbol of Pomona is the apple, and the incorporation of this celebration into Samhain probably explains the tradition of bobbing for apples that is practiced today on Halloween. You see, everything has got a wicked spiritual a dark meaning behind all these holidays, man. And these people are partaking in these things and have no clue what it really represents. All right. And it's funny because now that I'm seeing that, you know, Roman's fruit of this Roman goddess of fruit and trees, the symbol of her is an apple and all. This is how they come out with these different, you know, in the churches, making people believe that Eve was dealing with an apple and ate the apple, and man, it goes on to these people just coming out with their bullshit, man. All right, Halloween costumes that disguise, spooked, and thrilled through ages. All right, look, you got these people dressed up as witches. All right, All Saints Day on May 13, 609 AD, Pope Boniface Salakia the Fourth dedicated the Pantheon in Rome in honor of all Christian martyrs, and the Catholic feast of All Martyrs' Day was established in the Western Church. Pope Gregory III later expanded the festival to include all saints as well as all martyrs, and moved their observance from May 13th to November 1st. By the 9th century, the influence of Christianity has spread into Celtic lands, where it gradually blended with the supplanted older Celtic rites. In 1000 AD, the church made November 2nd All Souls Day, a day to honor the dead. It widely believed today that the church was attempting to replace the Celtic festival of the dead with a related church sanctioned holiday. All Souls Day was celebrated similarly to Samhain or Samhain, with big bonfires, parades, and dressing up in costumes as saints, angels, and devils. And hey, that's probably one of the 2 top things that you see people getting dressed up when it comes to Halloween: angels and devils. You see? And it's that's like the common thing that you see everywhere, man. You can find that shit in any stupid ass store. You don't even find a damn costume at the dollar store for that shit. You see? And it says the All Saints Day celebration was also called All Hallows or All Hallows Mass, with from Middle English O Hallow Messe, meaning All Saints Day. And the night before it, the traditional night of Samhain in the Celtic region, began to be called All Hallows Eve and eventually Halloween. All right. Halloween comes to America. The celebration of Halloween was extremely limited in colonial New England because of the rigid Protestant belief systems there. Halloween was much more common in Maryland and the southern colonies, as the beliefs of and customs of different European ethnic groups and the American Indians meshed. A distinctly American version of Halloween began to emerge. The first celebrations included play parties which were public events held to celebrate the harvest, you see, to basically keep that spirit going. Nearby neighbors would share stories of the dead, tell each other's fortune, dance, and sing. All right. See what they got. History of trick-or-treating. Borrowing from European traditions, Americans began to dress up in costumes and go house to house asking for food or money, a practice that will eventually become today's trick-or-treat tradition. Young women believed that on Halloween they could divine the name or appearance of their future husband by doing tricks with yarn, apple parings, and mirrors. It says in the late 1800s, there was a move in America to mold Halloween into a holiday more about community and neighborly get-togethers than about ghosts, pranks, and witchcraft, which is telling you right there, witchcraft. All right. At the turn of the century, Halloween parties for both children and adults became the most common way to celebrate the day. Parties focused on games, foods of season, and festive costumes. All right. Parents were encouraged by newspapers and community leaders to take anything frightening and grotesque out of the Halloween celebrations, because these efforts, Halloween lost most of its superstitious and religious overtones by the beginning of the 20th century. All right. Let's see what they got here. Parades. Vandalism began to plague. Yeah, vandalism, throwing eggs and shit like that. All right, which they do that to this day. Matter of fact, that's when we used to celebrate. That's what people did around our way. It was not so much that they were actually celebrating the shit. It's just that when that time came, people were ready to put on masks and rob your ass and, bomb your house with toilet tissue and, eggs and all that. Pretty much do mischief shit, which that's how you know that brings a certain vibration upon the earth, man, because people, they start doing all this wicked shit around that time because the demons is out. All right. But let's see. Halloween movies. All Souls Day and soul cakes. The American Halloween tradition of trick-or-treating probably dates back to the early All Souls Day parades in England. During the festivities, poor citizens would beg for food and families would give them pastries called soul cakes in return for their promise to pray for the family's dead relatives. Look at this shit, man. Praying for dead relatives. The distribution of soul cakes were encouraged by the church as a way to replace the ancient practice of leaving food and wine for the roaming spirits. You see, that's what I was saying before. They would leave the food on the front to keep the spirits pretty much, busy, because if not, they will say what? Then they will go out there and, they will go look for you because you didn't leave them anything. The practice was referred to as souling, all right, a souling, was eventually taken up by the children who would visit the houses in their neighborhood and being given out food and money. And hey, you see, who are the ones that go celebrating, knocking on the door saying trick or treat? It's always the children. The parents stay back in the middle of the road watching their children go to the house. You see, man, there's no new thing under the sun. You see, all these things are being repeated over and over again, just in different eras and different ways of approaching it, man. But at the end of the day, all these things have that familiar spirit, man. They all have that wickedness behind it, man. All right. It says the tradition of dressing in costume for Halloween has both European and Celtic roots. Hundreds of years ago, winter was an uncertain and frightening time. Food supplies often ran low, and for the many people, which, hey, it's funny they say that because that's about to happen right now. You know, we're about to go into some serious famine, man, and we're about to hit this winter time. All right, so supplies is low, and it says for the many people afraid of the dark, the short days of winter were full of constant worry. On Halloween, when it was believed that ghosts came back to the earthly world, people thought that they would encounter ghosts if they left their homes. To avoid being recognized by these ghosts, people would wear masks when they left their homes after dark so that the ghosts would mistake them for fellow spirits. Like I was saying earlier, they would disguise themselves to, to blend in with the dead, basically. On Halloween, to keep ghosts away from their houses, people would place bowls of food outside their homes to appease the ghosts and prevent them from attempting to enter. Yo, this shit is crazy. It says black cats and ghosts on Halloween. Halloween has always been a holiday filled with mystery, magic, and superstition. All right. Yeah, because it's all mystic, magical superstitions of these damn heathens, man. All right. Witchcrafts and sorceries. All right. Not of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. It says it began as a Celtic end of summer. And what you have to understand is, see, because we're the chosen people, we're that holy nation, man. See, we were given these laws, statutes, and commandments. All right. We were given our high holy days, man, to represent. But see, these other nations, this is what they were given, man. They were given to these things because that's what they are. They nothing but filth. All right. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai allowed these damn devils to do these things because that's what they are about, man. They're nobody on this earth. Yahweh Ba'Shem, like it tells you in Second Ezra's, man, 6:56, man, that the other nations that come from Adam are counted as nothing, man. They're just spit. You see, they're like as the drops of water from a bucket. All right, they don't mean nothing to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So that's why they were always doing things like worshiping idols and things like that, because they're not holy like us. They don't have a power. All right. We have a true power, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, and we have to abide by his rules. And then it says, what was I? Oh, filled with mystery, magic, and superstition. It began as a Celtic and end of a summer festival during which people felt especially close to deceased relatives and friends. For these friendly spirits, they set places at the dinner table, left treats on doorsteps and along the side of the road, and lit candles to help loved ones find their way back to the spirit world. Yeah, I'm gonna leave all these Rice Krispie treats here for you, and at the end, I'm gonna leave a little map for you to get there. You could call Dora when you get lost, and she'll sing the map song for you. it's, fucking people bugged, yo. And it says, today's Halloween ghosts are often depicted as more fearsome and malevolent, and our customs and superstitions are scarier too. We avoid crossing paths with black cats, all right, afraid that they might bring us bad luck. This idea has its roots in the Middle Ages when many people believed that witches avoided detection by turning themselves into black cats. See, fucking nonsense, man. All right, we try not to walk on the ladders for the same reason. This superstition may have come from the ancient Egyptians. All right, see, it comes from all these other nations, man. None of these things ever came and originated through with the Israelites, man. All right, it was us that always took on the ways of the heathen, which it tells you that in Jeremiah 10. And let me get that real quick. Jeremiah 10 and 2. All right, it says what? It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, but the point is, learn not the way of the heathen. All right, and that's what our people constantly do, man. They go in the ways of the heathen. All right, they follow that. Matter of fact, let me get that. That's in Exodus. One second. Follow not the multitude this is Exodus 23:2, and it says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. All right. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. All right. But by you following the ways of the heathen, Salakia, you are following the multitude to do evil. You see? And that's what they do, man. They constantly put it in our mind to follow after their ways. All right. And all their ways are evil, man. All their ways are wickedness. All right. And we, again, we were given instructions to follow and abide by. All right. But, as always, we always wanted to put our trust somewhere else instead of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. So we will end up following these damn devils to do, wickedness, to do evil. All right. Matter of fact, let me get Ephesians 5:11. And it says, and have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light, and for whatsoever does make manifest is light. You see, but the point is what, man? Have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness. All right. And you partaking in this damn Halloween, partaking in all these other damn paganism holidays, all right. Thanksgiving and Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter and 4th of July, man. This Father's Day, Mother's Day, all that shit is wickedness, man. All right. Those are not in the scriptures, man. None of those were ever mentioned in the scriptures to follow them. So all those are unfruitful works of the darkness, especially Halloween, man. All right. And that's one of the biggest days, man. One of the biggest party times, other than you got 3 of them. You got Halloween, you got New Year's Eve, and St. Patrick's Day, man. Those are the 3 main. I mean, that's party time, Yeah, these people partying Christmas and all that, but I'm talking about those 3 are like the ones that people go hard partying wise, So these people, man, especially like, you get like the ones like St. Patrick's Day. That's a fucking heavy drinking day, man. That's the day people try to fucking out drink each other. All right. But, Halloween is one of the biggest ones also because people love to get dressed up. They go, get bent. The women, forget about it. The women, that's like the one day out of the whole year where they could dress up to be a fucking smut. You know what I'm saying? And nobody gonna say nothing about it because it's Halloween. But any other day they'll look at her and just be like, yeah, this chick dressed up like a smut right here, man. You see? So that's why you see the women on these days of Halloween, they get dressed up with the shortest shit ever. They'll put on some see-through shit where you can see all they fucking body, have a little ass piece of floss covering their ass. All right. Why? Because hey, they want to be known. They want to show off their body. They want to show off, be wicked and shit like that. All right. Let me go into Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 18 and and it says, when thou art come into the land which the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. You see, going back into what, man? Learn not the way of the heathens. And it says, there shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. You see? And in these times of you celebrating all this shit, man, that's pretty much what you got these people trying to act like. You got people trying to dress up, imitate a witch, you know, wizards and all that. And then you, by doing that, man, you're literally putting a spirit on you, man. And then you be bugged out, don't even realize why you acting bugged out. Why the next week after you done celebrated that, why you having a whole shitty week, you know? Why there's so much crazy shit going on. A lot of these, man, believe it or not, I've spoken to many women where they be, you know, they'll be telling me some crazy stories. And this is before I was in the truth, you know, that, you know, it would always happen around the time of them celebrating these stupid ass holidays. You know, they start having dreams, demons in their dreams. They feel like they're getting attacked by demons and shit like that, because they are. Because you just did some wicked ass holiday that basically put mad demons on you, and those demons pursue you, man. They continually follow you. All right, and then these people can't sleep. All right, let me go to Deuteronomy 7 and 26, and it says, 26, and it says, neither shalt thou bring in an abomination into thine house, lest thou be cursed, be a cursed thing like it, but thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. You see, and by you bringing in pumpkins into your house, trying to carve them out, you know, bringing costumes into your house, all this candy into your home, all right? You over there having a party, and you got mad people coming to your house dressed up. You bringing a curse into your home, and then you're becoming like that. You be cursed just like it, all right? You see, and that's why I tell you not to bring those things around you, man, because they stick to you. All right, you let me get 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of tables of devils. And you got these people, you know, I believe in God, and, you know, I know God has my side, but they out here doing shit like that, you know, celebrating all types of crazy ass holidays, eating pork, you know, having a good old time, being, you know, what do you call it? Harlots. All right. You got the men doing some crazy ass, being sodomites and shit like that. And then they want to, you know, claim that they, you know, are into scriptures and things like that, man. They bugged out. All right, but let me finish what I had over here, which I don't think I have much anyway. And then I'll go back into a couple scriptures and end it. But trying to see what else they had. Oh yeah, that was pretty much the end of that. Matter of fact, see what they had here. I ain't gonna go too hard on this. Pretty much gonna tell you the same thing I was just reading. Oh, look at that. It says Halloween, a contraction of All Hallows Eve, is a celebration observed on October 31st, the day before the Feast of All Hallows, also known as Hallowmas, and All Saints' Day. The celebration observances of this day occur primarily in the regions of the Western world. Yeah, you only gonna find that shit out here, man. This is why that's why it says that we are the whore, that America's the whore of Babylon in the scriptures, man. All right, because everybody, she opens her you know, she opens herself up to all different types of, you know, religions, you know, all different types of philosophies. You know, only in America can you do whatever the hell you want to do. You go to any of these other countries, man, you're not able to do these things, man. These people move a certain way. You know, even like just like the women being out of order out here in America. You go to these other countries, these women ain't out of order, man. All right. Yeah, they be in abominations and they doing shit they ain't supposed to be doing also. But at the end of the day, they're more in line and more in order than they are in America. All right. Same thing with, you know, these damn men being sodomites and shit like that. You go to these other countries, man, they'll fucking stone your ass for real. All right. They'll look at you a completely different way if you're moving like that. But in America, it's all good. And I'm not saying that in these other places they're not doing it either. Yeah, they're doing it too, but they're on the fucking low. All right. So America's that place where you can do whatever you want. All right. That's why she's the whore of Babylon, man. She opens the legs to everybody. You know, anybody could come to America and be what they want to be and let it be, you know, and it comes from, this is why the people come here and then they go take it back to their country, these philosophies and the ways of they acting, the way they act over here, they'll go back and take it to their country, you know, because America lets them, you know, gives them that wine, man. They drink out of that wine, out of the philosophies, the fornication that they give. America is always constantly giving fornication in different ways. All right. But what else it got over here? This is pretty cool that it throws up shit like that. Samhain. Let's see what it says there. It says Samhain is a Galaic festival marking the end of the harvest season and beginning of winter and darker half of the year. In the I said November. In the northern hemisphere, it is held on 1st November, but with celebrations beginning on the evening of the 31st, since the Celtic day began and ended at sunset. All right. It says harvest festivals, an annual celebration that occurs around the time of the main harvest of a given region, given the differences in climate and crops around the world. Harvest festivals can be found in various times. The Celts are a collection of Indo-European peoples in the parts of Europe and Anatolia, identified by their use of their Celtic languages and other cultural similarities. Trick-or-treating. It says trick-or-treating is a traditional Halloween custom for children and adults in some countries. In the evening before All Saints' Day, children in costumes travel from house to house asking for treats with the phrase trick-or-treat, and the treat is usually some form of candy, although in some culture, how can I go into that? Oh, although in some cultures money is given, the trick refers to a threat, usually idle, to perform mischief on the homeowners or the property if no treat is given. And it's funny because you get that shit to this day. You get some people that'll really be fucking mad if your ass don't have no candy, you know. And it says the trick-or-treating usually occurs on the evening of October 31st. Blah, blah, blah. It says in Scotland and other parts of Britain, Ireland, and tradition of guising, going house to house at Halloween and putting on small performers to be rewarded with food and treats, goes back to at least as far as the 16th century, as does the tradition of people wearing costumes on Halloween. There are many accounts from 19th century Scotland and Ireland of people going house to house in costumes at Halloween, reciting verses in exchange for food and sometimes warning of misfortune if they were not welcomed. Yeah, this thing is pretty much going to talk about the same thing I was just talking about in the other one. Soul cakes, is a small round cake, which is traditionally made for Halloween, All Saints Day, and All Souls Day to commemorate the dead. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the point, man, on these articles. The hell was that? I just seen a satanic star as soon as I put a certain part up. All right, but let me hit the rest of these scriptures that I have written down. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 5:20. Oh, Salakia. 5:20, and it says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." All right. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. All right. So the point is that, these people will tell you out here in America that, yeah, it's all good, to go out there and celebrate these things. Oh, we just doing it for the kids, It's just something to, keep them happy, this and that. Well, by you doing that, you calling that evil good. You see, and all you're doing is just literally putting a mark on your family, man, for doing some wicked ass shit. And at the end of the day, we know that this pertains to the Israelites. All right. Forget about these other nations. They let them celebrate the shit that they celebrate all they want, man. That's what they're made to be. That's the shit that they're made to celebrate, the wickedness, because they are wicked. All right. But for our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man, you out there celebrating these things, going in the way of the heathen and going with that heathen mentality, saying, oh, it's all good. I just do it for the kids, I just want to go out there and have a few drinks and we just do it for fun. Well, doing it for fun is going to get you fucking destroyed out here by YAHAWAH'S, man. Because like I showed you all the articles earlier, that's judgment being put on our people. And look at how much, that was 7 articles based on people getting shot, killed at Halloween parties, man. Because why? YAHAWAH'S is no longer playing around no more, man. We at the end of this thing. So he's definitely pissed off that our people continually keep worshiping on these wicked ass holidays, man. Traditions of men. You see, he tells you that in Colossians. Oh, Salakia. Backwards. Colossians 2:8, and it says, "Beware lest any man spoil you." All right, lest any man. I should have opened that up a long time ago. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men. All right, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahawashi HaMashiach. You see, and these are traditions of men. All right, rudiments of the world, man. This is all of these other nations. All right, and like we read earlier, man, follow not in the ways of the heathen. All right, do not follow the multitude to do evil, and that's what these people are doing, man, by worshiping these. They don't even know that they're worshiping it. They're just saying we just chilling and having a good old time. That's the excuse that they give every time, and by you doing that, you are putting yourself in a bad predicament with YAHAWAH'S, that's provoking them onto anger. All right, let me go into Mark. Mark 7 and 7, and it says, "Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men, for laying aside the commandment of Yahweh, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of Yahweh, that ye may keep your own tradition." You see, so you put down the ways the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to go out there and worship on these traditions of men, all right, to go in the way of the heathen, man. And that right there has got Yahweh Bashem Yahushua fed up with you, man. And that's why great judgment is coming upon the earth, because we continually keep doing these things without a care in the world, all right, without any type of understanding, man. Hosea 4 and 6. Hosea 4 and 6 says what? It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. You see, and here we are constantly edifying people, all right, with the word, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, rightfully letting you know what is the righteous way of walking, man, which is how is the way that we're supposed to be moving today, all right? And our people just push us to the side, all right? And they're destroyed from the lack of knowledge. Why? Because fools hate knowledge, man. They don't want to learn nothing, all right? Today's society, they all got the answers. They all got the answers, but are still searching for all types of shit, you see? Which I never understood that. You know, these people claim to be so smart, but yet you're doing some stupid ass shit. All right. And why? Because my people are destroyed of lack of knowledge, because thou has rejected knowledge. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to reject thee. And in those days, all right, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to have to go worship on them gods, call upon them gods in the time of your tribulation. All right. And you're going to have to see if these things help you. All right. Let me get Proverbs 4. As a matter of fact, you know, I got another one at the start of Amos 5 and 21. And it says, I despise your feast days. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, I despise your feast days, man. All these little get-togethers you get on these wicked-ass holidays, on these paganism holidays, all right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua hate to see that, man. He's despising them, all right? It says, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Yeah, because then you get these people that in the middle of all this wickedness that they're celebrating, they'll get together and then they'll try to go pray, you know, on their food, asking Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to bless their food when you just doing some complete wickedness out your damn mind, you see? And it says, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melodies of thy vows, man. You know, you play all this wicked ass music around these times. You know, it might be Christmas and you're out there singing Christmas carols and shit like that. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua ain't listening to none of that. And it says, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. And that's exactly what's happening constantly after one of these wicked holidays are celebrated, man. Judgment goes out throughout the whole entire earth. All right. Zephaniah 3 and 4 tells you what? Zephaniah 3 and 4, Salakia 3 and 5 says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning does he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. You see? So he bringing judgment, and our people still that are wicked, they don't have no shame in what they're doing, man. They constantly just keep going too. Judgment is being put out throughout the whole earth, and they just continually keep going, not taking heed of what's happening to their close ones, to their friends, you know. And they just keep, you know, they pour a little drink out for that person. They cry for a couple of days, you know, maybe some longer, you know, but then they go back to all their fucking mischief, man. So the Lord is bringing constant judgment. Every morning does he bring judgment to the light. All right. So it says, let back to Amos 5:24, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. You see? And again, that's exactly what he's doing right now, bringing judgment upon the whole entire earth, you know, and it's going to get worse and worse. Guarantee you, after when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be all types of news. All right. And now we're going to go into stupid ass, you know, Thanksgiving. These people can't wait for Thanksgiving, man. Here it is. They want to celebrate Columbus Day and all that extra shit, but they definitely going to line up for that. They're going to be in line for the celebration of Thanksgiving. You know, everybody want to eat. Everybody's favorite time to do is eat in that time of the month. All right. And there's going to be heavy judgment after that. All right. But let me go back to Proverbs 4:14. And it says, enter not into the path of the wicked and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it. All right, so let me read that again. Proverbs 4:14. Enter not into the path of the wicked and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it and pass away. Clean, man. And you entering into the path of the wicked by celebrating all these holidays, man. By going out there and trying to collect some candy, getting dressed up, trying to make yourself look like a fucking zombie fool, you know? Trying to go out to the club and you know, make mirth while you dressed up. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much the point. That's what I had in my notes. That's all I had. Shalom, brother. Yahawah Barakatah. Nah, I didn't do a live camp yesterday. I did a camp, yeah, like I did a camp with my brothers, the GMS brothers up north, yeah. But I didn't do my personal camp, nah. But I'll probably go out there tomorrow. Let me see what the brother got over here. Beautiful scriptures. Babylon definitely wicked as hell. You got Revelation 17:5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Exactly. Back to what I was saying before, man. This is the only place you could just be whatever you want. You know, you could be a sodomite out here. All right. You could commit all types of fagonometry and it's okay. All right. You could worship any god you want over here. All right. You could smash any type of animal you want out here. All right, why? Because this place is just filth. This is why this place is going to be hit hard, the hardest out of all these other countries, man. This place is going to be hit hard, the hardest, and it's going to be saved for last, man. The best is saved for last. All right. You got Revelations 14:8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of fornication. Exactly, man. This place is going to be done in 1 hour. And as a matter of fact, because these other nations have drank of her wine, man, that's why they're going to end up paying the whore. Because they done drank so much wine, all right, so much fornication of her, that now they just fed up with the ways of America. All right. That shit is going to fall back on America hard. But that's all, you know, that's all scriptural. I'll read that again. That's the spirit. Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest. You see, shouldn't follow the multitude to do evil. And again, I always say that shit in my when I speak, man. That our people are not leaders, man. They're just followers, man. Constant followers. Whatever they see somebody doing, it's like, I want to do the same thing, you know. Oh, look, he's being wicked. Let me be wicked too. You know, we need our people. That's why the 144,000, man, is few. You know, those are going to be the leaders. Those are going to be the ruling bodies, man. All right, 12,000 from each tribe. All right, that's a very small number out of talking about millions of people. You know, over what is it? Over 8 what is it? Over 8 billion people on this earth. You see? that 144,000 out of that many people, that means that 144, that's a small number of leaders right there, man. Why? Because most of these people are followers. Nobody wants to be a leader. They all want to follow somebody. All right. 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And I would not that they should have fellowship with devils. You see? Going back into what? Going in the ways of the heathen, man. All that they're doing is sacrificing. By you celebrating all these damn holidays, you're sacrificing onto devils, and most of these people don't even know what they're worshiping, man. That's why it says in the scriptures, we know what we worship, man. Why? Because salvation is of the Jews. See, we know what we worship, and that's why we're going to continue to stand firm and praising Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. All right, He has given us that spirit to be able to know the truth, all right, and stand firm in the truth. All right, but the rest of these people are done. They're not going to make it out here, man. They're going to have to learn the hard way. Psalms 106 and 37. Yeah, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils. Yeah, because a lot of these things go back to worship and Moloch, all right? Giving, sacrifice unto Baal. And that's what they were doing in those times. They were worshiping their own kids to Moloch, man. Literally throwing their kids in fires and all that shit, man. Just for a sacrifice. You see, ain't nothing new under the sun. They still doing the same shit to this day. Nah, yeah, I didn't do it yesterday. I'll be out there this week though, for sure. Lord willing, I get to go hard this weekend. I had it in my mind to go out hard this weekend. This week. But yeah, that's pretty much the point, man. So, Lord willing, it was edifying. I went longer than I was supposed to. But, this is it's a good topic to talk about because you got these damn, Halloween is, like I said, is the most wicked one out of all of them. And right now we on some very heavy demonic, these people are on some demonic rituals, very heavy right now. And that's why a lot of things are happening, people falling out of the truth, all that, because the spiritual wickedness in high places is heavy right now. All right. With all these witchcrafts and sorceries that these devils do, man, there's a heavy vibration out there. And if you're not in tune with the scriptures, you're not in tune with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, hey, you could be consumed out there easily. All right. So, keep pushing the good fight of faith. All right. Keep enduring, keep yourselves in these scriptures, keep hiding yourself in these scriptures. All right. Like it tells you, a prudent man forseeketh the evil and hide himself, man. All right. You got to hide yourself in what? These scriptures, man. There's so much going on. The only thing you could do is hide yourself in these scriptures. So that's what we got to constantly do. All right. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, call Haloim Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Hakim and the Aquat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. The Water brothers for tuning in. The Water for the scriptures. I appreciate it. To the next one, Shalom.